TIFU by telling a female colleague to spread her legs. Currently sitting on the toilet playing chess because I don't want to show my face until it loses. 3 shades of red.
Was going through some project details with one of the engineers before she left to go to a job site.
We wrap up. She gets up to leave.
And I attempt to say, "Go spread your wings." But right as the word "go" comes out of my mouth,
my brain decides now would be a terrific time to switch things up and say, "Go stretch your
legs," and before I knew it I was having an out-of-body experience watching myself tell her to go
spread your legs.
I will never forget the look on her face. I immediately told her what the hell my brain just did for that combination of words to come out of
my mouth as she is on her way to a work site full of men. And thankfully she believed me. Seemingly.
And laughed it off. Doesn't make it any less embarrassing, unfortunately. TLDR told a woman I work with to spread her legs by combining 2 innocent phrases. I wanted to say to a customer, if you need anything don't hesitate to ask, but also if you need anything just ask. So naturally, if you need anything don't ask is what came out.
Oops.
Once at work was in a meeting with a male coworker and he said to me, "I'm just freeballing here, mixing up
freestyling and spitballing."
Had a friend at work do something similar years ago. She tried to simultaneously say, "I'll do anything to move up in the company, I'll suck up to
anyone to move up in the company." What came out of her mouth was, "I'll suck anything to move up in
the company." I've never seen someone turn red so fast.
I used to work retail and combined, "Would you like a hand?" and "Need some help?" and it came out to a customer as, "Hi.
Need some hand?"
Quote.
One time a guy was bagging up my snacks at the gas station and I meant to say, "Thanks bro," but it came out, "Thanks boo," and he just looked at me like, "Wait, did you just say what I think you did?"
And I just went with it and smiled, collected my bag,
and walked out. Haha.
So I used to be a server. And when customers told me they didn't need anything else I would say either perfect or awesome.
With the occasional accidental opossum every once in a while.
Edit.
My small North American brain thought there was only a single animal called a opossum where the O is silent. My mind is currently blown. This reminds me of a time that I offered to drive the purchasing manager for one of my larger accounts to pick his vehicle up at the mechanic. When he got out of my car and thanked me, I couldn't decide between "no problem" and "my pleasure," so I blurted out, "No pleasure," then countered it with a feeble "ha" before driving off. Not my proudest moment in my career in sales. Edit. As is expected on here, my most upvoted comment ever was a story of something mildly embarrassing. A bonus anecdote involving my struggling to utter the words "no problem." In the early days of the pandemic, when we were all just getting used to masks, some guy and myself were in one another's paths in the grocery store. Being the polite stranger he was, he said, "Pardon me," as he seemed to think he was in my way. I attempted to say, "No problem," but must have gotten distracted partway through and didn't finish the word "problem," so the exchange went something like this. Him, "Pardon me." Me, "Nope," followed by a couple seconds of silent eye contact. Gets a call from HR the next day, lol. Oh man, better polish up that resume. Careful, it's soup. I'm picturing you sitting on a toilet with an actual chessboard balanced on your knees, full of chess pieces. I was working at a jewelry counter when cell phones were a new thing. One of my customers had a fancy pants smartphone and I was like, "Oh, your phone is cool." She asked if I wanted to see it and let me play with the colorful screen while she was browsing.
Then it started ringing and it was on vibrate. So my brain combined the two perfectly reasonable sentences. Here's your phone back, and it's vibrating, and loudly announced, here's your vibrator,
while handing it back to her. Skull. Similar thing happened to me when I was a kid. Saw a homeless guy while driving and I tried to say, hey, look a homeless guy, and, hey, look a hobo,
at the same time.
You know how elementary school kids just yell shit they see.
Ended up yelling, hey look a homo. Oof.
In high school my crush asked me how I solved a problem.
I wanted to say, it's hard to explain, or, I'm complicated. Combined them into, I'm hard to explain, realized it didn't make much sense and stopped talking.
Let's play that back real time.
How did you solve problem 3? I'm hard.
15 minutes of silence.
This is where you can cash in on the fact that you're hopefully not an asshole most of the time and
people believe you.
Honestly, the look of absolute horror on your face would go a long way in my book. I once had to call a client called Slobodonka. I was repeating her name over and over in my head so I'd pronounce it correctly. Her husband ended up answering the call,
but my pre-rehearsed speech was already tumbling out of my mouth in confusion,
resulting in, am I speaking with Slobodonka, becoming, am I sleeping with Slobodonka? Moral of the story.
I asked a man if I was sleeping with his wife.
If it makes you feel any better, I probably would have laughed so hard I cried. I doubt she's creeped out. I'm chuckling just writing this.
Lol. When I had a terrific cold and was leaving for a job location, a woman coworker told me, don't spread your sperm all over Wagoner County.
At least you didn't say spread that eagle.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.